He finally admits it. You've been living with that knot in your stomach and replaying conversations, wondering if you were the problem, if maybe you were crazy. But now he comes out with it. I was lying. I gaslit you. You weren't crazy. You were right the whole time. I just wasn't strong enough to admit it. The truth is out. And now let's unpack it all: the lies, the regret, the reality, and most importantly, where do you go from here? So let's see what card comes through. All right. You have the sword. The sword. This is a clear betrayal. This person causing conflict and confusion. Right? And let's get real about what gaslighting does. Okay? So it's designed to make you feel small, unsure, and constantly questioning yourself. This person looked you in the eyes day after day and tried to make you believe things didn't happen. And now they're sitting there admitting it. You weren't crazy. You knew all along. I just couldn't face my own truth. But guess what? Behind those lies were fear. Their fear of being exposed, of losing control, of dealing with whatever was broken inside of them. But instead of owning up to that, they pinned it on you. They pinned it on you because deep down inside, let me just say this. They were thinking, you trusted me and I took advantage of that trust because I couldn't even handle myself. I couldn't even handle myself. Now, how do they feel now? How do they feel now, Spirit? The semi-sextile. This is like allowing, okay? So they feel like by admitting to themselves, it's literally going to give the relationship some sort of hope, right? But they have to come to you and come correct. This is what they're admitting to themselves, right? Oh, but don't let them fool you. They may act cool, but inside, they feel like trash. Trust me, they're replaying every moment right now and really just kicking themselves and thinking, I can't believe I did this. I made her, I made her doubt herself when she was right. How did I let this get this far? There's regret. Yes, there is regret, but there's also shame coming through. So shame for the games they played, shame for letting their insecurities and their cowardness cause you so much pain. And the craziest part, they're just now realizing how unshakable you were through all of it. See, you were never the one who was weak. They were. And right now in their head, they're thinking, damn, she held it down while I fell apart. Yeah, they're thinking that. She held it down while I fell apart. Absolutely. Yes, you did. And you should be proud of yourself because you didn't let that person break you. You did not. There was transformation. There's growth. See that? Look at Spirit coming through. Showing up. Transformation and growth. Let's be real. Hearing I gaslit you, it doesn't take away the sleepless night, right? The moments, you sat crying on the couch or the way you second guessed everything about yourself, right? What it does, though, is confirming one powerful thing. You weren't wrong. You were not wrong. Okay, so just think about how many times you told yourself. Think about how many times you told yourself, I know I'm not making this up. This feels off, but why can't they just say the truth? So why is it always my fault? These are the things that you were telling yourself. And now You've been vindicated. That weight you've been carrying, let that confession break it apart. Okay? Because they weren't manipulating you because you were weak. They did it because you're strong, and it intimidated them. Okay? So now it's like they don't know what to do with themselves. They do not know what to do with themselves. They're sitting somewhere looking really, really stupid right now. So let's gain more insight, because it's like they dropped the winning lottery ticket when it comes to that connection with you. I wonder if you are happy without me. Look at that. Look at that. I wonder if you are happy without me. Well, let's talk about this. Their regret versus your peace, okay? Because right now, they're drowning in their own guilt. You know, they're like, I feel so stupid. I lost someone who actually cared about me because I was too much of a coward to be real. You know what I'm saying? And they're saying she deserved better, but I was too selfish to give it to her. But you, let me tell you this. You carried their lives for long enough. You carried their lives for long enough. You know what I'm saying? You don't owe them anything. Not your forgiveness, not your sympathy, and definitely not another chance to mess with your peace. And let me tell you something. Their guilt is their business, and it's not yours to fix. It is not yours to fix. Let me say this loud and clear. You weren't crazy. You weren't weak. You weren't strong. You weren't wrong. Okay? Not crazy, not weak, not wrong. This wasn't about being too much or too sensitive. This was about someone who wasn't ready to be real, trying to dim your light, right? So they wouldn't feel so small. But guess what? They failed. And now it's your time to shine, because you got nothing holding you back. So let's gain more insight. What is this energy, spirit? All right, so let's see. They gaslit you. What is the energy coming through? They gaslit you. All right. So whenever I have a few cards like this coming out, I like to shuffle and see which one is meant. Cupid's arrow. Look at this. Look at this. They are so worried about you being in love. I'm going to tell you something. They knew that they weren't enough for you. So worried about you finding that person. But have faith, honey. Love is coming, right? There's like a surprise, an invitation, or like like a meeting with someone. You know what I'm saying? They knew that you were way more valuable than they gave you credit for, okay? So let me just say this. There is nothing more frustrating than knowing someone's been lying to you, making you feel crazy for trusting your instincts. And now they finally admit it. I gaslit you. You were never crazy. You were right the whole time. Right? I just wasn't strong enough to admit it. Okay? Look at this. Look at this. They're sitting in their feelings, worried sick about you moving on, about you finding real love. Okay? The kind they always knew they couldn't give you. That's right. See, their energy is screaming. She's about to realize how incredible she is, and someone better is going to snatch her up. And let me tell you something. They knew they weren't enough they knew that they were not enough for you from the beginning. From the beginning, they knew it. Yeah, so that's why they tried to twist things. make you doubt yourself, keep you questioning your worth. Because deep down, they were the ones who didn't feel worthy. But here's the truth, they can't stop what's meant for you. A love is coming, babe. Okay, it's coming. You got faith, you got fire. And guess what? That surprise invitation, that fated meeting, it's closer than you think. It is closer than you think with this Cupid's arrow energy coming through. It is closer than you think. All right. So right now, I'm also picking up like they are panicking. They are panicking. You know, their mind is racing, saying stuff like, "Oh, what if she finds someone who loves her the way I couldn't? What if she heals from all of the damage I caused and glows even brighter? What if she's happy without me?" Yeah, that's what they're saying. And let me just say this. Yeah, all of that is coming. They see it. Even if you don't fully see it yet, they see it. So here's the real reason they tried to keep you down. It wasn't just about control. It wasn't just about their ego. They knew exactly what kind of woman you are. You're resilient. You're magnetic. You're the type of person who radiates love and warmth. And they couldn't handle it. So what did they do? They tried to dim your light so you wouldn't see how much brighter you could shine without them. But honey, love is on the way. Now here's the kicker. It doesn't matter how much they worry. Love is coming for you. The kind of love they could never offer because they were too caught up in their insecurities. And the card is clear. The card is clear. Have faith. You're about to meet someone who sees your value without question. Okay? Someone who doesn't make you fight for clarity, for honesty, for the truth. Because that is draining when you have to deal with someone like that. Well, here's the beautiful part. You don't even need to chase it because it's finding you, because you've been doing the work, reclaiming your power, and showing the universe that you're ready for what's next. Okay? You are ready for what's next. So let's gain more insight. All right. What is the energy as it does relate? Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy as it does relate? You have the imprints. I told you. I told you. This is such a confirmation coming through. You know what I'm saying? They were so worried about you glowing up. They did not want you to elevate. The Empress card clearly shows, honey, this is the energy that they saw in you. And let's keep it a buck. They saw so much in you that you didn't see about yourself, but it's only because they kept you confused. They kept you running around in a circle in your mind. Yeah. They were terrified of your glow up. You see this? They didn't want you to rise to elevate, right? To fully step into your divine energy. And why? Because they saw that light in you before you even realized it for yourself. They saw that light in you. Yes, they did. They knew your power. They knew your power. Let's keep it all the way real. They saw things in you, and I just said this, but I just have to repeat it, okay? They saw things in you that they didn't want you to see about yourself. They saw you as the Empress, abundant, radiant, capable of manifesting anything you wanted. They saw your potential, your glow, your power. But here's where it gets wild. Instead of lifting you up, Instead of supporting you, they kept you confused. They ran circles around you, kept you second guessing everything because they thought, if I can keep her distracted, she won't figure out how powerful she really is. Yeah, that's what they thought. But the truth they can't escape. They cannot escape the truth. So here's the hard truth that they're sitting with right now. I tried to dim her light because I knew I couldn't match it. And now she's glowing without me. Okay? Because they were intimidated by you. Plain and simple. That's why they lied, played games, twisted the truth. Because they knew the moment you figured out who you were, it was over for them. It was over for them the moment you figured out who you were. And right now, they are probably thinking, I had a queen in my corner and blew it. Right? She didn't even realize how powerful she was. And I used that to my advantage. But here is what they didn't count on. You're the imprint, baby. No one can keep you down forever. No. Let me just say this. What's coming through is, why did they try to block your glow up? Listen, they tried to hold you back because they knew they couldn't come with you. It's that simple. They knew they could not come with you. It's that simple. So they saw your potential to elevate, to love, to build, to thrive. And they knew their mess couldn't exist in that space. Think about it. Think about it. They kept running in circles because if you were too busy doubting yourself, you wouldn't have time to notice their shortcomings. This person is messy. Right? So they kept you confused because if you stood still, long enough, you'd realize you don't need anyone to validate your worth. Nobody. Because you're elevating without them. Yeah. See, the empress energy isn't just about where you are now. It's about where you're headed. They couldn't keep you down, and now they're watching you rise without them. Okay? And the message here with the Empress energy is, you got that glow up energy, and there's no stopping it now. You were always the prize. And their games, right? Their games only delayed you realizing it. You're creating, building, and thriving in ways that they can't even begin to comprehend. Yeah, but thank them for one thing, though. Thank them for one thing. They showed you exactly what you don't need. Okay? They showed you exactly what you don't need in your life anymore. Because, honey, the Empress doesn't chase. The Empress doesn't beg. She knows her worth, and she's fully in her power. That's your energy now. Let their regret, their confusion, their guilt stay where it belongs. It belongs with them. You're on a whole new level. And trust me, they can see it. Okay, so keep shining because you're just getting started. You are just getting started. Thank you, Spirit. So let's gain more insight. All right, so what is the energy coming through? What is this energy coming through, Spirit? Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. See, they knew you had great intuition. And they know you have a big heart, and that's something they were jealous of as well. How does this relate, Spirit? Okay. Yeah. Jealous AF. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Okay. Your intuition, your heart, they have always been your superpowers. And guess what? That's exactly what they were jealous of. They could feel the depths of your love, the clarity of your intuition, and they wanted it. Or worse, they wanted to control it. Yeah. So they saw the way your heart led, right? So the way you could love so deeply, even when it wasn't returned, right? The way you could love so deeply, even when it wasn't returned the way you deserved, the way your instincts always seemed to light the path, even when you were doubting yourself, the way your inner voice, the one they tried to drown out, kept whispering, you deserve better. And you know what? It scared them because your heart is big, but it's also sharp. Okay. So they knew that if you ever fully listened to yourself, if you trusted your intuition and let it guide you, it would lead you away from them and their games. They knew that. And why were they jealous? Let me just say this, your heart, it's golden. It is golden, okay? It's pure, it's authentic. And they knew they didn't have the same light inside them. They looked at you and thought, why can I love like that? They saw your ability to connect deeply with others, to bring warmth and healing into every space that you step into. And it ate them up inside. It literally ate them up inside. You know, it's wild, isn't it? It's wild, right? It's wild, isn't it? So the same heart they pretended to love and protect was the very thing they envied the most. But here's where it even gets even realer, right? Instead of being inspired by your light, they tried to tear it down. They gaslit you, made you question yourself. Also, they could feel less inadequate next to your big, beautiful energy. Okay? And, you know, the truth about your intuition, right? If you ever found yourself asking, why didn't I see this sooner? Let that go right now. Because your intuition was always speaking to you. And deep down, you knew. You knew when things didn't add up. You knew when their words and actions didn't align. You knew when the energy wasn't right. But here's what Spirit wants you to know. It's not about how long it took to see the truth. It's about the fact that you did see it. You did see it. And now you're acting on it. Because your heart is your compass. Okay? So let's bring it full circle. The very thing they tried to make you doubt is the thing that's leading you to your next chapter. Your heart didn't fail you. It protected you. Your intuition didn't miss the mark. It waited until you were ready to handle the truth. And now you're unstoppable. You are walking forward with clarity, strength, and love for yourself that they could never take away. They could never take away. Okay? So let them sit with their jealousy and their regret because they didn't understand your heart and your intuition. And honestly, that's on them. That's on them. Your heart is still yours. Your light is still shining. Okay? So trust yourself now and always because you already have everything that you need inside of you. You already got everything you need inside of you, and they know it. It was all about a lot of like comparing themselves to you, being jealous of you, feeling like they're really not enough. Because let's tell the truth, what gaslighting is, it's insecurity coming from that person. Okay? Yeah, at the heart of all this, at the right, it's crazy, right? But the truth is, at the heart of all this, let's tell the truth. Gaslighting is nothing more than an insecurity wrapped in manipulation. And with this person, it was always about comparison. It was always about them feeling less than and trying to bring you down to their level. Okay? They compared themselves to you constantly. And let's be real, they saw you as someone with more confidence. Even on your worst days, you carried your energy, you carried an energy that they could never fake. Okay? They saw you as someone with more heart. The love you gave was pure and abundant, and they didn't know how to reciprocate it. More power. Even when you doubted yourself, they could see your potential shining through, and it terrified them. Every time they looked at you, they felt like they were in competition with your greatness. And the saddest part, it was all in their head. It was all in their head. You weren't even competing. You were just being yourself, but they couldn't handle it. Gaslighting is the ultimate sign of their insecurity. Because here's the core of what gaslighting really is, okay? It's a desperate attempt to make you feel small. So they don't so they don't have the so they don't have to confront how small they feel inside. They lied, twisted your words, made you question yourself because they were afraid you'd wake up one day and realize, I'm better off without this energy in my life. Right? They were afraid you wake up and realize that you are better off without this energy in your life. So they needed control, not because you were wrong, but because they felt like they were losing their grip. So every time they made you second guess your intuition, it was because it wasn't because you were wrong. It was because you were right. They just couldn't handle the truth you were seeing so clearly. Now, jealousy is the root of their behavior. So let's put it plainly. They were jealous of you. They saw your light, your strength, your ability to show up as your authentic self, and it ate them up. It ate them up inside. They didn't feel like they could match your energy, so they tried to dim it instead. Okay? They didn't feel like they were enough, so they protected that lack. They projected that lack onto you. Honey, so because gaslighting wasn't about you being wrong, it was about them being insecure. And here's what they won't admit. Here's what they won't admit. They're sitting with this now. Even if they'll never say it aloud, I was jealous of you. She made me feel small because I couldn't measure up. And instead of doing the work on myself, I tore her down. I knew I wasn't enough, but I was too proud and too insecure to admit it. And deep down, they know they never deserved you. And that's the wound that they can't heal from. Okay? Now, why did they gaslit you? It's coming through loud and clear. See, because gaslighting wasn't about love. It wasn't about trying to make the relationship work. It was about control. They needed to keep you doubting yourself so you wouldn't see the imbalance, the insecurity, the cracks in their foundation. But here's where their plan backfired. Every lie, it only made your intuition stronger. Every doubt, it only set you up to learn your worth. Every manipulation, it only pushed you closer to realizing the problem wasn't you, it was them. You were always more. So let's tell it how it is. They felt like they weren't enough and they projected that onto you. So they tried to hold you back, dim your light, and control the narrative. But guess what? That light that they were so scared of, right? It's still shining. It's still shining. You're still thriving. And now they're left watching from the sidelines. You don't need to carry their jealousy or their insecurities anymore. That's theirs to deal with. That is their baggage to deal with. Because you're out here reclaiming your story, your truth, and your power. And that's something that no one can ever take away again.